Let's talk about an everyday occurrence when it comes to being a sports parent. I call this the PGA, the post-game analysis. And once I talk about it, you know exactly what I'm discussing. You know the drill. You take your youngster to a game, a youth game, and you drop him off or her off at the field. And the last thing you say to them as they jump out of the family car is, "Hey, sweetheart, go out and have fun today." Okay? Go out and have fun. But then an hour later, the game is over, and you're picking your youngster up and you're taking him home or taking him out to get pizza and whatever. And suddenly you start to launch into what I call sort of a performance review mindset. This is very natural. Parents do this all the time. And the reason why they do it, and they basically go through an analysis, a critical analysis of what the youngster did wrong during the course of that game. The reason why parents do this is they figure, well, this is the time to get the points across when the game is still fresh in their head and they can still relate to what happened, and I can get my instruction to them. So a parent might say to the son or daughter after watching a basketball game, well, how come you didn't pass the ball more to the open player on your team? Or they might say, how could you miss such an easy shot? And basically what's happened is, even though you told your youngster as they jumped out of the car to go out and have fun, what you're really doing now is giving them a post-game analysis. You're giving them a grilling on what they did wrong, and you want to get some answers as to why. Now, I got to tell you, if you do this, after a while, you begin to see your youngster start getting a little shy about getting back and talking about the game. Either they'll want to go home with somebody else, or they'll basically say to you, I don't want to talk right now, let's listen to the radio, or they'll put their headphones on, listen to their iPod, whatever they do, but they don't want to talk about the game. I know we all want the best for our youngsters, but don't do this right after the game. Rather, put a smile on your face, be supportive, and what you want to do is ask them, what part of the game today did you enjoy the most? Ask them what part of the game they did well at, what they thought they had excelled at. Get them to start talking. Let them tell you what they had fun doing. Again, forget the constructive criticism at this point. That can come later. 24 hours later, in a quiet moment, you can go talk to your son or daughter and say, and this is what I call, you give them the praise sandwich, which is pretty well established these ways, and it's very, very effective. But a praise sandwich is very quick and very direct. You sit down with your son or daughter and you say to them, I'm watching the game yesterday, and I love watching you play, by the way. I love watching you perform out there, which is obviously true. But you can say, it really is, let's say you're a basketball player, you really are developing into an excellent shot as a basketball player. You're really becoming very talented at that. Well, that little piece of praise is going to get your son or daughter's attention, because every kid loves being praised, particularly by mom or dad. And once you have their attention, then you give them a little bit of constructive criticism, part of that praise sandwich. And you say, the thing is, if you really want to become a tremendously unstoppable offensive force, then if you can ever find a way to pass the ball to the open man on your team, and that's a little bit of you want to get across, then you give them the other final slice of the praise sandwich. Well, then you really are going to be something special as a basketball player, because now you can shoot and you can pass. That makes you very, very special. That's a very short little praise sandwich. That's all you have to do, but it's well rehearsed and well crafted. So all you got to say, trust me, in the next few days, you'll find that your son or daughter got the message, and they'll be working on passing the ball even more in their next practice session. So again, avoid the PGA. That's really counterproductive, and in the long run, if you do that, it will drive your son or daughter away from that sport, because they don't want to be given a performance review every time they play in the game. And number two, give them that little praise sandwich a day later in a very short dose. That'll make a big, big positive impact on the way they approach their game.